Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. This is Mage 2000XX in the Darkness Binds Us group. Today we have several mages: Jack Turner, Hironori Satoshi, and Bentley Ludus Cooper. They're all in a coffee shop. Well, Ludus and Satoshi are sitting in the coffee shop, getting their morning coffee, and Jack Turner is going to be just walking in, just get average day, just getting the coffee. If everyone can please describe not only what they're wearing, but how they are feeling at this very moment. And we will start with Jack, because he's the first that's on the left.
Well, Jack is feeling a little bit tired, which is part of the reason why he's coming in to grab a coffee. It's a long shift today, and he's only halfway through, if at all. He fears he might be doing some overtime today, so he's rubbing his eye the whole time as he walks into the door. In terms of his clothing, he is currently on duty, so he has his cop's uniform on, gun on his hip, and all that jazz. You know, it's he made sure to shave and all that jazz. So when he's in his normal attire, people don't notice everything that's happening underneath uh, these layers of clothing. So most people won't give him a side eye unless they're really looking up his sleeves, so to speak.
And next we'll have Satoshi.
To not gain the profiled appearance flaw because of the tattoos he recently got yesterday. He has on a white dress shirt that is, buttoned at the sleeves, or buttoned at the sleeve. God damn. I just got back from school. My bad, yo. They're buttoned, at the cuff and everything. Blah 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 blah. He's got slacks on and a like a little and a pretty much just a black coat. It's a nice black coat. He's drinking a caramel frappuccino. He's probably got a laptop with him today, actually, and he's looking up some random stuff. When he sees the cop, the same dude from yesterday, walk in, he kind of looks up and over at Bentley, and just a little slight side eye towards the cop that he may or may not have a Spectre stock the other day, and then looked back to Bentley.
Bentley right now is he's wearing a lot of urban clothing. The top he wears is kind of similar to his jacket is similar to what he wears in the picture. He has a little bit of cobalt blue highlights and stuff like that. It's weirdly, when you spot it, it's pretty eye catching, but you don't typically notice it unless you're looking for it. Lots of static.
Yeah, you're really staticky, you.
See if the microphone has the plug has moved or something.
Hello?
Yeah, there you go. Now
Okay.
Try your statement again, because I couldn't really hear much of anything you were saying.
So Bentley's right now wearing a lot of urban clothing, black urban clothing with cobalt blue kind of lining here and there. He basically looks how he does in the picture, kind of a mixed kind of looking blood. Could be Mediterranean, could be Greek, could be fucking anything. With brown eyes and brown hair. He's kind of looking at what Satoshi's doing, and he kind of notices it, the cop, and he just kind of looks at Satoshi and just kind of does a bit of a shrug as he goes to sip some of his hot chocolate. And right now he's just feeling kind of a bit sad because it's a bit dreary outside, and concerned as he kind of looks out the window.
Well, your days has been so disinteresting when in comes 4 masked men and 3 shots ring out. You are all now on the floor, bleeding. Echoes going on through your head, like, this is a stick up, we're taking everything you got. And this goes on, Jack, with your training, you know that you've been hit with some kind of like body armor piercing round, one of those cop killer rounds that some of the gang members have gotten hold of lately.
Boy, okay. Mm-hmm.
And you're pretty sure that if you move around too much or struggle too much, you're gonna bleed out quick because you're just holding on to, like, nearly having to put you actually are having to put a finger into the hole to stop an artery bleed.
Yep, that's the first thing he's going to be doing as he sort of maneuvers himself, like, when he needs to, he can return fire. As he's like, fuck, oh shit.
Satoshi, you've been hit with possibly, it feels like birdshot, but whatever it is, like, there are tiny holes like through your front, and that beautiful white shirt is like soaking red now.
Motherfucker, he can't get back to his house because it's in Japan. It's his only shirt.
What's going on with Bentley?
Bentley, like, you took a large bore rifle shot right to the gut.
Oh!
You are in extreme pain.
Oh, he just has his hands on his stomach and he's crying out.
The guys come in here. They're real fast, real smooth, like they've done this, hundreds of times before. They're in. They've gotten the cash register. They're leaving, all within the span of about 90 seconds.
Does Jack feel that in that 90 seconds he can either, well, radioing in won't do him much, but perhaps get a shot at one of them, maybe shoot them in the leg? Since he is going to be lower to the ground.
You feel that if you, like, just the recoil of a pistol might cause you to bleed further out. Like, it is everything you can do to hold yourself right now.
Yeah, because you did say he cut his artery pretty much, or the artery is bleeding, so he's putting his pressure on his artery. He debates whether to grab his pistol or not. Instead, he moves his hand to his radio and just says 10-4, officer down, robbery in progress.
As you, like, call that out, like, as they're leaving, one of the guys has the mask on, and he just meets your eye and, like, gives you, like, a 2-finger salute goodbye, and they're gone. And that's when a certain face that two of you might know comes in. And he's looking around like he's very, very concerned about something. And he sees all three of you kind of, in the crowd because you're like the only ones that have gotten hit, strangely enough. Or unluckily enough, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Entropy.
And he just like walks up and looks at all of you. So, how are the little children doing? He says, looking at Satoshi and Bentley.
Bentley, like he said, he got a gut shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's just probably like eyes closed, like trying to hold on to the pain, and he's just like, he didn't hear that basically.
All right, well then, how about I get you out of here? And looks like you get to have some fun today.
Does Jack hear this conversation at all, or does?
Oh no, he's walking over to you.
Oh, okay.
It's really old-fashioned. Single Windsor tie, gold chain for a pocket watch, suit jacket, buttons that don't match the time or style, driving gloves, old style hat, and this guy comes and like swats over by you and looks at you.
Sir, the people need medical attention. Get the ambulance.
Oh, it's already coming. Let me help you with that.
Thank you. And then he stabs me a couple times. Let me help you die.
Not yet. First, he's got to stabilize you, then stab you.
He really doesn't want to feel pain.
So he like reaches like into his pocket and pulls out like some gauze or whatever and stuffs it into the wound, which reddens up a little bit, but then stops. And he like gets you up, puts you kind of like arm over his shoulder, and looks at Satoshi. Help your friend up.
Where did
Jack
Satoshi...
for. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
My bad.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, when Jack gets up and he sees other people on the ground, his first instinct is to try and, help the citizens. So, depending on what he sees, because if he sees the guy with a belly shot, that's kind of bad.
Yeah, Satoshi, looks like he got knocked around with like birdshot or something. It's not life-threatening, but it's probably really painful. But the other dude looks like he got shot with maybe a 30-06 in the gut.
So, Jack, for his part, probably gets up, falls down because of the pain, puts one hand on the guards, and walks over. Is like, "Don't move, okay? Don't move. Moving will only make it worse." But he walks over, trying to give some first aid, or crawls over.
James just like covers his eyes, like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be one of those days, ain't it?"
He's probably going into shock.
So you see him like pull out another like thing of gauze and like stuff it into Ludus's gut shot and like just lifts him up. Satoshi, hey, help the nice police officer up. We need to be going.
Satoshi gives them this look of, "Yo, bruh, I'm shot too." But he will kind of very so painfully. There's probably lots of angry Japanese cursing at this point as he goes to kind of help the officer up. Is the Spectre around?
No.
Oh man, we don't have time to order coffee. Damn it. Wait, no. All he said was he needed to say that he wanted like
Right.
black coffee and a sugar, right?
Bentley,
He has to
Okay.
order it.
Damn.
because of the pure pain, I just want to say, Grog, that Bentley really doesn't want anyone in the world to feel pain. That's his feeling right now.
I don't want you to blow up, so I'm gonna say no.
Fair enough. No, you don't have to lie. That's
So James walks outside of the shop, and around on a little side street there's a van, and he kind of gently puts our good friend Bentley in it, and then he walks back in to help Satoshi. Come on then, let's get you two in the van.
No, we have to wait for the ambulance.
Ambulances take too long. Come on.
Probably in too much pain to really, protest too much. Because he knows that if he moves too much, the artery's going to start bleeding again. So he's kind of at the mercy of this dude. Also, he is very confused about the situation and why no one in the coffee shop's like, "Oh my god, that's weird. What's happening?" So, yep, he has to follow St. John.
So after, is Satoshi gonna hop into the van as well?
Oh yeah, he will. Just because I'm super curious, what is Death's reaction to this, or is she not around?
She is losing her mind, but she's also staying well enough away from St. John.
Okay.
But as soon as you all get in there and the doors of the van close, Black Hoods.
I love the Mentos.
And you go driving. You can hear the van go, and it's going along. Someone is working on each of your wounds, enough to stabilize you from dying. In Satoshi's case, hitting you in the head with a large sap.
Wait, what?
You weren't injured enough. I'm sorry.
Oh, bro, dude, his avatar must be freaking the fuck out.
Oh yes. And eventually you're pulled out of the van and put on little gurneys. And when the hood is pulled off, you're in what looks like a clean room. White everywhere, plastic on the floors, surgical equipment around, several machines that are beeping that are being attached to you. You're starting to feel a lot better now, Bentley, since someone has apparently given you a lot of morphine. You're feeling good enough to actually, well, walking would still be difficult, but you're now not going through that fog of pain anymore.
Whew. That was something. I look around, what's around me?
Well, white rooms. It's a white room with plastic on the walls, plastic on the floor, machines beeping. Looks like an iron lung in the corner. Various like equipment, heart monitors, and also in one of the corners is a surgical tray with lots of instruments on it.
He sees like what's attached to him. Is any of the others in the room with him?
Oh yeah, all three of you are in the room. You aren't exactly tied down to the beds, but you're all in pretty rough shape.
He'll just kind of. He'll actually like want to sit up, but then he'll actually just stay lying down, and he'll just kind of wait to see what happens because of all the stuff that's attached to him. Right.
Jack, for his part, tries to remember his training. He knows he lost quite a bit of blood, so he tries to regulate his breathing as best as he can, trying to stop himself from potentially going into shock. He's probably also hooked up to an IV or morphine drip, so he does feel the pain subside slowly but steadily, and he'll continuously mumble, "What's going on? What's going on?"
Satoshi? Your avatar is like hysterical because she thinks you're dying.
Yeah, so he's probably not feeling too good, and he's just like, yo, this like random dude that I kind of sort of knew just kind of kidnapped me and like two other people, and now like shit's getting kind of weird. So he's kind of reverted back to his, native language. So to get the screaming avatar to kind of quiet down, in Japanese, he's just like, yo. Actually, no, he doesn't say yo. That's a me.
Yo,
he's
yo,
just like,
yo!
right? He's like, hey, yo, chick,
Yo, yo,
calm down.
avatar!
No, he's like,
Hey, Thoughty.
oh my god. So he'll just say, if it makes you feel better, I do not believe I am currently dying. If you could please try to calm down, I would appreciate it.
She's just got her hand like over her mouth, like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Just repeating that over and over again. And that's when James St. John enters the room, and he's got like surgical scrubs on now and a mask. All right. Here's the deal. There's supposed to be one of you awakening, but apparently I got 3 for 1 today.
It was in time. That's what happened. Yeah, it was inside everywhere.
He looks down. Oh, I know 2 of you. This is going to make this all the more strange. All right, so 2 of you are dying and stable. 1 of you isn't. We got to fix that. As he walks up and he looks at you, Satoshi, so this is probably going to hurt, and you're probably not going to like me for a while. But you're about to learn how we Thanatos go through our awakenings.
Satoshi's just gonna kind of reach out, kind of, grab the hand of his avatar and just be like, of course in Japanese, he'll just kind of say, Help us.
The avatar just shakes her head like violently, and is now on the other side of the table, away from James.
This motherfucker can destroy avatars, can't he? Anyway, sorry.
Oh, that bitch.
All right, so my friends are gonna come in. We're gonna get you all set and ready for your little journey. And on just like clockwork, two men and three women come in. They put these nice cuffs on you that will keep you stable. That'll keep you from moving around and struggling too much.
Oh yeah. Instinctively, Jack is gonna try and grab one of those fuckers. No one's putting me in handcuffs. That's my job.
Funny enough, when this happens, even though Bentley is terrified, he almost kind of lets go and just like, well, I guess this is it.
We had a good one, God. I'll see you in the next life.
Like, he kind of says to himself, I saw this coming a long time ago.
So, they put these little cuffs on you, and then they go over to Satoshi and then over to Jack, who struggles, and one of them pulls out an old style blackjack, which is just lead sand and deer skin, and
tries to punch the guy.
Well,
he probably bolts up to try and punch him as he gets whacked in the head.
I mean, if you wanna toss some dice at the dude, go for it. You're at -5 dice.
All right. Let me just see.
Can't die that shit.
Oh, that's a die. Oh wait. Give me a second. What's the difficulty? 6?
7. You're prone and kind of feeling out of it.
Okay, 7. I can do that. Wow. I get a single success.
All right. Well, you apparently are gonna hit this dude. Go for it.
Is the damage also reduced by 5?
Nope. Damage is still damage.
All right, so I'm rolling. Well, he's trying, and that's difficulty 6. So, but no damage, as I anticipated. So he probably taps him on. It's more like a, hey, don't do this.
No, stop, please.
No, Sensei, no.
Um.
And then knocks on the head, and
that kind of. Well, it doesn't knock you out. It just kind of stuns you long enough for them to get these things on you.
And he slumps.
All right, well, there's that one. All right, Satoshi, I'm sorry, I really am, but for you to go through the awakening, you've got to be more dying.
Angry Japanese.
I know, you can tell Master Zhao later, but you were in the wrong place at the right time. And he pulls out this weird looking curvy blade, and then just stabs you in the gut.
Yeah, he's just screaming at this point because it fucking hurts.
James just kind of starts whistling London Bridge is falling down as he pulls up a chair, and his assistants turn everyone to where to where y'all are facing him now.
Can you do me?
No, he didn't stab you. You're already on the dying.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And then why does this roll have to be start at difficulty 9? So he is going to dump that. And he's just going to dump 5 quintessence. And a willpower. Because botching this could... I don't actually know what'll happen if he botches this.
Please don't.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So, yeah, 7 successes. So, he tethers you, and then descends deep into the what kind of looks like the underworld? Except that 2 of you have already been here before. It's the Shadowlands. Everything's kind of gray and really strange. But you are now like all free to like sit up, move around, and do whatever.
What do they look like?
You all are kind of see-through-ish. Except for James, who is very solid.
Are we all wearing the same clothing as we were before?
Yep, but you no longer have any violent signs of how you were injured or anything else.
Or probably any weaponry on me?
No, your weaponry is there, but if you try to shoot, you'll quickly learn that doesn't fire.
Well, we'll see that when he tries that for the first time. Were we laying down? Were we sitting? Or...
And you were laying down, but now you can get up, move around. Nothing's now holding you.
So yeah, he just gets up. Fuck. And he sort of looks around.
You went all crackly again at him.
Shit.
And Jack just looks around, is like, "Fuck, I'm dead."
This is what happens.
Well, when you finally kick the bucket, probably, because most mages tend to die in horrible ways with stuff left undone.
What?
Well, Jack, how do we say this? Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life.
He just reaches for his gun, points it at James St. James, and tries to squeeze a couple of out.
Click, 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 click. Shake, 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 click.
I don't like the rest of my life, clearly, because I'm in hell with you guys. I don't even know who you are. Great.
Well, I'm James St. John. That's Satoshi. And that's Ludus.
Yeah.
Sorry, I came back and heard Satoshi. What's going on?
James St. John just basically introduced the 2 of you to Jack.
Oh. Wait, so are we in the Shadowlands now?
Yes. In a white room, except that you're not like strapped down to any gurneys or anything.
So now what?
Now, I take you on a little adventure, and I show you the problem with people not being sent on. People not being put back into the wheel, as it were.
Is any of this supposed to make any sense?
No.
Fair enough. Then it's not just me.
It'll make more sense the longer that we're here.
Probably only at this point, Jack looks at his hands and all that jazz and realizes that he can kind of see through himself. Whoa. That's fucked up.
Verily.
Why does this place feel so familiar?
We've been here before.
James just kind of lifts an eyebrow at that.
What? I don't know about this place.
Well, then, come along. Let's leave the room. We could sit here talking all day, but showing you will give you much better appreciation.
Will showing us mean I get to leave this fucking place?
In good time, in good time.
After you, Mr. John.
He walks over to a double doors and he like pushes them open, and everything is gray, like buildings crumble in on themselves and then are righted and crumble and are righted. And then if you look at a building long enough, eventually it will either remain tall or it will crumble down, as if explosives were taken to it, so that new building could be built there. And James just looks up and waits for all of you to exit the room.
Yeah, Jack wants to get the fuck out of here as quickly as possible, so he's out fairly quickly, but as he does, he... Okay, so it's even weirder. He was hoping that he was given some hallucinant, something that would explain why he's seeing shit, but clearly that's not the case, or something is wrong. Something is really weird. So he just has there's a flicker of fear and discomfort in his eyes as he's looking around trying to figure out what his next move should be.
Go ahead.
Bentley's gonna just look to Satoshi and just say, "Flow with the river, right?" And he just kind of walks outside, following James's lead.
Satoshi, on one hand, looks a little uncomfortable, but at the other hand, he doesn't. He's just really worried that now all the wraiths are going to start freaking showing up. He'll just walk out. But in response to Bentley, he'll just kind of say, "Flow with the river, perhaps, but where we are, there is no flowing."
And what? What is it doing?
The place we're in, where I'm from, it's Yomi, land of the dead. It's not exactly a pleasant place to be.
You see James nodding at this explanation. You know a great deal about this place. You would make an excellent Uthanatos, I would believe.
Well, perhaps if you had made better first impressions, there could have been something to that effect.
Oh, this is how all Uthanatos are awakened. There's a specific reason for that. And he looks at James. James, would you please look... Or not James, but Jack, would you please look up?
He gives a deep grunt, but he's used to following orders, so he looks up.
There's a swirling maelstrom where you can see souls that are too weak to withstand the pull, almost like a black hole. They're being sucked up into it. And you can see thousands upon thousands of them doing this. And you can see one soul not too far away from you, really, like 100 feet. It's kind of like gripping at the ground, like fighting, but at the same time it's not struggling very hard, as if it doesn't have much will to live and or exist. And then it slowly is being sucked up too.
As Jack was instinctively walking over, trying to help this soul, and as he reaches out his hand to grasp, it gets sucked up into the maelstrom. What the fuck?
What does that mean?
Well, this, boys and girls, is what happens to souls that do not pass right to the wheel. They live in this state of being where they can torment the living, and they can do horrible things. Also, the longer that they remain here, the harder it is for them to be reborn into the wheel. Not all of them are bad or evil, but they still must be processed and repaired. Hey, Satoshi, Death is next to you again. Oh yeah, that's right. So James is actually like just staring at Satoshi like, I think you died. Oh, shit.
Satoshi is just looking at him like, are you for real?
James like walks over and like puts a hand like through you. I'm pretty sure Satoshi, that's not possible. He says like angrily, that is not actually possible.
What's wrong?
Look at him. Like, Satoshi is nearly 100% see-through until like he turns and looks at you, and then he looks solid. And he's kind of smoky quality.
Well, it looks like you fucked up and sent someone to the wheel, huh?
I haven't had that happen in over 30 years.
And disorder, right?
He like once again puts a hand through Satoshi. This is not happening.
Tough break, kiddo.
Satoshi just kind of smacks his hand away and is like, stop sticking your hand inside of me.
Is there any reason, any other reason he could be like that?
I don't know. This just shouldn't be happening. There are 7 people watching all 4 of our bodies to make sure that none of you die and that I'm okay. This I don't understand.
Maybe it was the Satoshi's time to go to the wheel.
I would rather hope not.
I don't know what to do. What do we do?
You see him like turn and punch a building, and it just crumbles to ash. No. He just growls like in a way that, and as he does, like the land shakes around him.
I guess lesson's over, boys and girls.
If it makes you feel any better, I don't feel dead.
Alright, so we have an archmage losing his shit. I'm trying to decide how unlucky this is going to make you, because strong feelings call.
I
And
got you.
Satoshi calls as well.
Oh yeah. 6 points from a 7. Anyway, so Satoshi's just gonna kind of look over at James because he doesn't realize, he's like super hella good with Shadowlands. So he just thinks like, oh well, shit, I just died. So he just looks over at James and is just like, look, if anyone should be throwing a temper tantrum here, it should be me, not you. Calm yourself down and let's finish this.
And
Bentley just starts backing up. He really wants Ludens right now.
And then he like looks at you, then back at your avatar, then back at you, then back at your avatar. I don't fucking understand. What? No, literally, what the fuck is going on here? And you see lightning happen like in the distance. Not like bright, but like black.
You really need to calm yourself before you attract something that we're unprepared to deal with.
Or, dude, let's all just calm down. So you died. Who fucking who? People die every day.
Hold on.
Ludens!
So go ahead and get a willpower back, Jack.
Thank you.
Ludens!
And you see like more just black lightning is striking around, and he looks up and just like flips off the sky.
And Jack will just look up as well and follow suit as he flips off the sky. Fuck you, sky. You're way too gray for me.
James looks at the three of you. Go back to the White Room and do so slowly. Don't make any sudden moves. He like the anger has just left his voice, and he is like dead calm.
Okay. And he slowly, basically does what he says.
Jack, for his part, shrugs. Turns around. Well, that was fun while it lasted. And slowly starts walking towards the White Room.
Satoshi, make a perception awareness check with your 8th self.
I got this. I need the dice room again because I keep forgetting to bookmark it because I'm bad.
And your difficulty is going to start at 5. If you have any merits or flaws that might be applicable.
Let me look.
Actually, no. Perception alertness first at 6, and then perception awareness at 4.
Okay, well, thankfully my perk alert and awareness are both the same. Let me check. Spirit Sight doesn't work. Natural Channel will not work here. Am I negotiating or summoning a Wraith?
Yes.
Oh shit, then that's a -2 difficulty because Celestial Affinity. Okay.
Alright.
So which one was that then?
Perk Alert, then Perk Awareness, base 6 and base 4, respectively.
Well, that's my 6. That is my. Are you fucking serious? You know what? I'm gonna just spend a willpower and roll that at a higher difficulty because fuck that roll.
So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 successes on the first one. I said base 6, so you'd reduce it by 2.
Oh.
Because you're on Boral Affinity.
Oh.
So you'll be rolling again at difficulty 3.
Okay. Yeah, it's 2 successes.
Alright, so with your alertness, you manage to, out the corner of your eye, see some strange banshee-like creature headed towards you. And your awareness tells you that, with 2 successes, that it is a much stronger wraith than you.
My bad, so I accidentally fucked up and hit the wrong tab and, missed a little chunk of that.
So, with your alertness, you can see a banshee-like wraith headed towards you. With your awareness, you are sure that it is much stronger than you in wraith form.
You know what? While Satoshi usually isn't one for throwing shade and making shit worse, he's actually kind of pissed because this bro just up and freaking stabbed him. So he's just going to very calmly look over to the Banshee, look over to James, and with the smuggest fucking look on his face, he'll just say, "I told you."
Yes, well, I can deal with this. Go in the room.
He just turns
Bentley
around.
goes. Yeah, Bentley goes in the room.
Satoshi will go in the room as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are about to see several different magics being thrown around. I will list them as he does them. You may add them to your character sheet as rotes.
Okay.
First he'll be throwing pattern damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and give you all of them and then do his rolls and explain and do the thing. Shackle the Spirit. Spirit 5. Prime 3. Mind 3. Chains of Light. Forces 5. Mind 5.
Shackles of Light.
Shackles of Light.
Okay. Forces 5, Mind 5.
Nope. Chains of Light.
Burn the Unclean. Forces 5. Entropy 5. Prime 5.
Jesus, fuck this dude's spheres.
Destroy the Husk. Life 3. Alright, then I'll make the rolls.
Just F3 to destroy the husk.
Mhm.
Pattern damage.
Do-do-do. Shouldn't spend a willpower on that one. And another quintessence to boot.
What's Sphere's pattern damage?
Damn it. Pattern damage is prime. It's gonna do it again. Because he can. Yay, Archimetry.
Prime 5?
Yeah, prime 5. That would be straight up him tearing into whatever this is pattern.
Damn.
And none of this is vulgar. Because of where you're at. And then the last roll. Okay. So, first, you see him, like, take off his gloves, and his hands are blackened as if they were burned by fire a long time ago. They're almost skeletal, but not really. Like, there's flesh and there's muscle on it, but they're crooked, and you're not sure how he's even able to move them. And he reaches up and makes a tearing motion into the sky. Then, as he puts back on the gloves, he breathes in and breathes out at it. Pulling out his pocket watch, he unhooks the watch itself, pulls the chain, starts spinning it, and throws the chain into the air, and it flies outwards. And then he pulls out he picks up a piece of dirt, like a clod of dirt, and then crushes it in his hand, looking at it. And you hear awful screams, like in obscenities in a language that you don't understand. Jack, you kind of understand. Oh, fuck you, Satoshi. And Satoshi, you clearly understand, actually. That whatever that was really wanted after Satoshi. Like, absolutely wanted something from Satoshi. Like, it is cursing up and down in a storm because Wraiths can't have Wraiths can't have avatars. Wraiths can't have avatars. Wraiths can't have avatars. And you can just most of you can simply feel the hate coming off the thing. But it flees from the Thanatos, who is going back and starting to pull off his gloves. And then James turns back and looks at all of you. So, now then, you've got a little demonstration on what magic is in this place. And tell me, Satoshi, how do you have an avatar and are dead?
I believe you are asking someone who does not know.
Well, it was worth a shot, you see. Alright, back to what we were talking about. That was grandmother. Or the grandmother, depending on who you ask.
That was your grandmother?
Oh no. Not really death, more like some entity that has been stuck in this place so long that it's gone crazy with want to live again and hates the living.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, very much so. Now, that is the purest form of what we are trying to stop. Because if she manages to find a sleeper, let's say, can sometimes show up here in the middle of the night because they stop breathing for a second in their sleep and are here for a second. But if one of those creatures sees the sleeper, they'll try to rip it apart and kill it.
Yeah, sure.
Have you not heard of people dying in their sleep at young ages, at middle age?
Yeah. I do have
Kind
a
of to my
question,
uncle.
though. Right.
What?
I'm not gonna pretend to know any of these things that you're talking about, but you're saying that grandmother likes the living, right?
Hates, wants to kill, totally
Yeah.
wants to rip you apart.
Then why was it so interested in this dead one?
Well,
And he points at Satoshi.
Satoshi has what is known as an avatar, and you will soon, as like he pulls out his watch and opens it and looks at it and then puts it back in. You should be making an appearance here any moment, I believe.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. I was just going to show you around, show you, some of the bad things by catching them and dragging them to you. You just saw one of the worst things. The reason that I'm going to ask you to do what you do, and the reason you're going to do what you do, is that you don't want it killing your family, you don't want it killing your friends. You don't want it killing innocent people. So, some people got to get the good death so that they don't end up like her.
And Jack will point at Satoshi. Like her.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain Satoshi. I'll do some research on my own, but I don't know. It's dead and has an avatar. When you die, your avatar flees.
Satoshi just kind of lifts up a finger, looks over to his avatar, and in Japanese, he'll just be like, "Do you have any clue as to what is going on?"
Your avatar is now hugging you tightly. I'm glad you're not dead. And she rolls some dice because you took her as an ally. Age lore of 4 and a 4. Well then, okay. Methuselah's curse it is. Well, you Thanatos bring their apprentices to the brink of death, or find them at the brink of death and bring them here to show them, what's going on. You, however, your spirit is attached to this place, kind of, sort of, maybe. You can more easily travel here than you could in, say, heaven, for instance. Or the realm of war, or any of the other places. Also, you attract race, like a magnet attracts an opposite magnet. James is like just looking, kind of nodding. All right, sure.
Well, you guys heard the lady.
Jack just looks at one person, then the other, then another. Can he also see the avatar, or is the avatar?
I'll go
Obviously,
ahead and she'll decide to make herself seen, because she can.
he's looking very confused at everyone, then sees, like, what the fuck?
And then he sees this lady.
Bentley just isn't saying a damn word.
I was like, can I just say you sound high as fuck with all of the
That wasn't me.
I was talking to Bram.
What was that?
Right.
Oh, what? No, I was just saying you sound kind of high.
Oh,
Yeah, never
oh,
mind.
that he's not high. Since that woman just appeared out of nowhere, he's gonna once again have his gun ready and click, 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 click.
Oh, I don't think your friend likes me too much. It's okay. I love you anyway, Satoshi.
I met this man less than an hour ago. He is not a friend.
Oh, okay.
If you could stop pointing your gun at her, I'd much appreciate it. He says, looking at Jack.
He'll for a moment move his gun over to you, holsters it again. Yeah, it's not working anyway.
So, I believe a new friend will be arriving any moment, just like the Archmage said. And Jack, you can hear the sound of hoofbeats coming up towards you.
Okay.
And just so you know, I have been randomly finding different pictures and different things, and assigning them as avatars, and then rolling a die to see who gets what.
This is just perfect.
And you know,
I get Deer Man. Deer Skull Man.
If that's who I think it is. Oh, that was not who I was thinking it was.
it is not the Huntsman. No.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Nice try though, or good call rather.
As Jack will just sort of look. Probably, I have the feeling that this creature is towering.
Well, he's on a war horse, so he is very much taller than you at the moment, and he just looks down at you. My lord, what is your wish?
What?
He looks at you again. Lord, what is your wish?
Jack just sort of turns to James to be like, and he's like, "This is all a big joke, right? I'm being pranked."
No, sadly, it's not a joke. You're really here, and you're really joining the fight to save mankind. So why don't you describe to us what does your avatar look like? It's always neat to hear it the first time.
Oh wait, you guys cannot see
No,
it?
no, of course not. Unless it wants to be seen, we can't see it.
As he looks over, is it an actual warhorse or like a skeleton warhorse?
It's an actual warhorse, though the armor looks like it's been blackened by fire at some point.
Well, it's riding a large horse wearing black barding, like one of those fantasy movie type deals, and has a nice red cloak with fur. He's wearing some type of medieval armor and clawed gloves. Flaming red eyes. Antlers coming from the head. Oh yeah, no skin or flesh. He just blinks.
James just nods. Very interesting. And Adam, give me 3d6.
Alright.
Hey, Ludens like swims by, or like is bounding towards you. Do like he's like on the moon. Do.
He kind of smiles. Hey, buddy. Thanks for coming.
All right, so that is your avatar. Get to know him. You know, he'll probably be hopping in and out, whispering things to you, telling things to you, getting things done for you.
Okay.
Also, as a Thanatos, he will anchor you so that you can come here whenever you kind of want.
I see. He'll sort of look at his avatar again. You asked me what you could do for me.
Yes, Lord.
Then you can help me in my quest to grant as many people the good death.
If a skeleton could smile, there would be smiling involved right now.
Jack will very uncomfortably smile back.
You might want to add
As
those who deserve the good death.
And he's for everyone else, he's smiling at the air very uncomfortably. Oh, sorry, what did you say? I couldn't quite hear.
Don't worry about it. Never mind.
Oh, he sort of looks at you as you say something, and then it's sort of, he totally like, what? Oh, not important. As he sort of, and Jack will rub his head because a lot of information has come to him today.
And James just like looks at his watch again. All right, so everyone inside. In 3, 2, 1, and he points outside, and you see where the road was. There's now a river, and it's black and it's bubbly and it's this nasty looking thing. And you see a boat go by with a hooded figure, just like clockwork.
The river Styx.
Aye, that would be the river Styx, and that would be Charon. If you're really dead, he'll stop and wait for you. And if you are really dead, I'll give you 2 drachma.
Hope he doesn't mind us being here.
Toshi will just kind of wave at Sharon.
You got that spirit magnet. However, Charon doesn't really care. Apparently, Charon rolls like that, though, and he waves back. And just keeps polling along. Alright, well then, you're not dead. That's good news.
Yay. We're not dead.
Now, the longer we stay here, the more often he'll show up. Till eventually he asks if you want a ride. Don't ever take the ride.
Where do you go?
you go onto the wheel, of course.
Right.
I thought in mythology he took you into the underworld. Not, back into this wheel or whatever. What if I want to go see Hades?
Well, then you would ask him to take you to see Hades. As he's just like looking at his watch. And everyone give me perception alertness. Difficulty 8 if you want to see what's on the watch.
Adam, I'm gonna need you to be my impulse control because I want to go take a trip to go meet Hades right now.
Okay. I got nothing.
Oh boy, I have 3 successes apparently.
Oh,
And
damn.
2 successes.
We're
Oh,
kind of
damn.
sticking close to wounds right now.
All right, so with 2 successes, you can see that on the watch is like someone near you is dead, someone's dying, Charon, the river Styx. It's just this really weird watch where the hands will point and different events will happen. And each one, like each hand, like minute hand, like there's more than just the minute hand, and it has little images on it. And with 3 successes, I'm gonna give you that you can see like yourself on one of the little hands, and it just says waiting.
And Jack will just nod and be like, "Yep, that's what I'm doing. Waiting." Out loud.
All right, so here's the thing, Jack. Mages exist, as do werewolves, vampires. He spits out that word. Where dragons, Eastern vampires, fae folk exists. All those stories you heard as a child, they're all real.
Frankenstein, zombies.
Well, I don't know about Frankenstein, actually. Those things might exist, but if they do, I haven't heard hide nor hair of things like that. Like making a ruckus.
I mean, thought about it.
We can't understand you again, Adam.
Oh boy.
Go ahead, Jack.
So you're saying that every of the Hammer horror, Universal horror monster I've ever seen as a kid are actually real, right? That's what you're implying.
Yes. And by implying, I'm going to just outright telling you that this is going to how it is. I don't know why all of them are, but they are.
I guess though that my next question is, if vampires exist, right? Shouldn't I be trying to get them to the good death, seeing as they're actively avoiding it?
Oh, I like how this one thinks. I really do. I really like how you think it. Yes, we do a lot of the killing of vampires. And by a lot, I mean you see vampire, you kill vampire. Or if you don't think you can take him, you get others, and then you jump vampire's group.
Okay, I'll start carrying stakes with me.
Um,
Garlic.
garlic doesn't work on all of them. Steak to the heart just immobilizes them, yeah?
Oh. Okay.
Cutting off the heads generally is the way to go about it.
That will stop anything, pretty much.
Very much so. I think the were spiders live without heads, but don't quote me on that.
Of course. Were spiders. Yeah. Dot 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 dot. He's pretty much been like, okay, this is information overload. Everything exists that I ever. Yay.
All right, so you're pretty much gonna go about your days like you been doing, and you get off work. I'm gonna give you an address to go to, a password, and whatnot to use. Come inside. We'll train. I'll give you more information, and generally, we're going to help you be the best little mage that you can be.
And he just sort of looks over at Satoshi and Mr. Cooper. Are they also mages?
Oh yeah, that one's Satoshi. Excuse me, Hironori Satoshi, and he is Master Zhao's apprentice. And then you have Ludus right there. He is his grandfather's apprentice, as far as I can tell. And you will find. I'm gonna butcher this word, and I just know it. Like I am absolutely about to butcher a word. Got to love the Thanatos weird words.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're a what we call Chatra. You're a student. You're gonna look around. We got a few teachers without apprentices. Those are called Akira, Akaria. I can't say this word. Blasted people need to use bloody English. So yeah, you find yourself one of the masters or whatnot, get them to teach you up. And when you do, well, you'll start learning. Between the two of you, you'll learn. And generally, the teacher will find something from you. It's a two-way street, really.
Oh. So, I need to find myself like a sensei type.
Yeah. There's two besides myself that don't have apprentices. You'll have to. Well, you already want to kill vampires, so I'll give it some thought if you ask me. But unless you happen to have some vampire fangs on you, then I'll take you right now.
That sounded really sexual.
I don't think I do have that. No.
I mean, you want to talk sexual? Like, stop sticking your hand inside me, Kim. 2017.
Toshi totally said that I see though.
I know. Well, if you don't have fangs and you haven't killed a vampire, well, you know, you can work up to it. But pulls open the watch again. 3, 2, 1. River sticks again. All right, so let's hop back on your on the tables. We'll get you out of here. And you are freaking weird, mate. He says to Satoshi. I just want to point that out. You're weird.
Satoshi will bow.
Next thing I know, all three of you are going to tell me that you killed like a pack of vampires. Don't know what I'm going to do.
Can't say that's. Yeah.
Satoshi will go on to describe what the Spectre described to him the other day. And when he finishes describing it, because I totally forgot, he'll say, I was asked to kill that, if that means anything.
Ludus just shrugs.
Jack just has question marks above his head.
Basically, Satoshi just described a BSD.
He has
Yeah.
no clue what's happening.
That's the description it gave. And he kind of looks at Satoshi like, I don't know.
Satoshi just kind of shrugs. I told him it would take time, so.
Well, let's, I guess, train.
But why would you agree to killing such a thing if you're not able to?
Raises his hands. I didn't do it.
He'll look at Jack, and there is a very, very faint smile on his lips, and he'll say, because I didn't know who you were yesterday when you walked into that same coffee shop. You looked particular, so I asked a nearby wraith. He actually doesn't say wraith because he doesn't know they're called wraiths. I asked a ghost to follow you, and the agreement for that was killing that thing.
Jack just simply raised an eyebrow. It feels like you had the short end of the stick there, Satoshi.
Not entirely. I didn't give him a time frame. I didn't say by the end of this week. I didn't say by the end of next year. Who knows? The thing I described could die by natural causes by the time I get around to doing it. And I would still be fulfilling my end of the deal.
That is fair. Well, all of this ghost doesn't have a time frame in mind, or you might get a little bit upset about it all.
Remember, the contract mentioned that you'd give him vengeance and justice. I'm not sure if that applies to the contract, if it dies of natural causes.
I'll just kind of do he'll shrug. Perhaps, but then again, poisoning in the eyes of some mimics natural causes. A heart attack is natural, as is cardiac arrest, as is poison by an animal.
That's all he does. I don't know. I just hope it doesn't get you hurt, Satoshi.
He just sort of smiles.
I don't really know how I feel about being here. Hopefully we'll all be okay.
I'm sure we will all be fine.
I was getting worried there when James started freaking out.
Indeed, that was quite odd.
He seems to care about you. Strange sense.
I wouldn't say he cared about me. I would say that he cared more about not wanting to ruin his perfect record of not killing anyone. Well, killing anyone he wanted to bring here.
I don't know if I would react like that though. Hey,
Some people can get very emotional about that sort of thing.
fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Grog maybe his internet.
Yeah, I think he's
Oh, he
currently
crashed.
crashed or something. But since I also have to bow out myself, assuming that we all make it back to the real world, Jack will at the very least give the two of you a way for you to contact him because he might want to have a more in-depth conversation after all this has settled in his
Yeah.
mind, because a lot of information, a lot of it doesn't make sense to him. Also, he never had the, training, let's
Yeah.
call it that. So he has no idea about most of the stuff. So he's like, I might want to you.
So yeah, Cole or Ludus will help you out with that. Yeah, he'll trade information with you, and he'll say if you ever want to talk, he'll show you where you can go to talk to him.
That is very appreciated there. And then he's also gonna be like, I have no idea how to explain the wound or that I got shot at. Fuck.
It's just it's good to just stick around a bit. Maybe you might get it covered for that. Don't want you walking around with a gaping hole in you.
Yes, I'd rather not.
Can't have a sleeper saying that.
Sleepers, mages, vampires, werewolves. What the fuck happened, man? What the fuck happened?
I guess existence.
Did it all just not make sense for you guys as well? When you first figured it out?
I don't even know if I'm still existing or not, honestly.
Well,
I'm probably going to have some existential crisis soon once it sets in.
wow,
Might be
that just sounds fucking amazing.